The Super Bowl is over. The Super Bowl has ended yesterday. 23-20, the Bengals lost. Joe Burrow's Bengals lost to the Rams. Odell Beckham Jr. and Andrew Witt, they both got their first Super Bowl title. You know, what a crazy game. What a crazy game. Okay. This game had more nerves on it than a Larry David sex scene, okay? This was high drama. This game reminded me of that Titans-Rams Super Bowl from '99. The Kevin Dyson breach. You know, it was that type of a game where it was just whoever had the ball last wasn't really even guaranteed to win. It was just high drama, craziness in that game. And, you know, Aaron Donald probably proved he is the best defensive player of his generation, you know, with that one-armed stop on 3rd and 1 of Keyline. And then that unbelievable pressure to force the incompletion that ended the game, and 2 sacks as well on Burrow, and 7 sacks on Joe total, tying the record for a Super Bowl. It's a joke. It's a joke how extremely bad Cincy's offensive line is. It's almost like they've become LSU's offensive line. It's unbelievable. And I understand that, Jamar Chase was the one that I said to draft over Penei Sewell. I did not want them to draft Penei Sewell over Jamar Chase. I wanted them to make sure they got Chase and secure that man because of what he did this year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, took this team clear to the apex of a Super Bowl, had more receiving yards than any rookie receiver in history. The first rookie receiver to have 2 consecutive back-to-back playoff games of 100 yards. I mean, made the Pro Bowl as well. Like, what else can we say about Jamar Chase? It's a joke. But, that did rear its head. It did rear its head, just like we said it was, rearing its head against the Titans. 9 sacks against the Titans. 9 sacks. Or was it 11? Am I forgetting that? I think it was just 9. But 7 sacks against Joe from the Rams front. I mean, they just had Von Miller attack a guard, and that was their mismatch. It took them almost 3 quarters to find that mismatch. It's kind of funny. The Bengals' offensive line were able to do pretty well for about 2.5 quarters there. And then they flipped that switch. They started having Von Miller attack and destabilize the Bengals O-linemen who were, over Donald, trying to contain Donald. For 2.5 quarters, it looked like Aaron Donald didn't really want to play. It looked like the Aaron Donald of the last Super Bowl the Rams were in. 0 sacks, 1 pressure maybe in that Super Bowl, 0 quarterback hits. He was just very ineffective. And then suddenly Joe goes rushing, and it looks like a play of frustration from Aaron Donald. It looks like Aaron Donald just frustratedly shoves Joe Burrow out of bounds. But on that play, he actually shoves Joe Burrow, gets a sack because Joe was a yard behind a foot behind the stick marker. And, some Bengals O-linemen kind of get in his face, and it starts Aaron Donald on his path to what is one of the greatest defensive displays in recent Super Bowl history. I'm not going to say all-time Super Bowl history, because I think the people giving Aaron Donald those type of plaudits today, saying he's better than Lawrence Taylor, saying, hold your horses. Stop. Just stop right there. Don't even bring Lawrence Taylor's name into this unless you actually go look at this guy's statistics, his performances. LT had 4 games with 3+ sacks. in his career, like in one single season in his career. I believe it was the 1986 Super Bowl season for the Giants, for the New York Giants. LT had 3 games where he had 3 sacks and a 4th where he had 4 sacks. 4 games of 3+ sacks. 4 sack tricks in one single season. From the linebacker position. I do not bring Aaron Donald's name into this, okay? Just stop. But, you know, the game was a very, very... It was nervy. You know, we thought we were going to see explosive fireworks when OBJ was scoring that first touchdown. And then, you know, the Bengals do that trick play where Joe Mixon throws the touchdown to T. Higgins. You thought, okay, the fireworks are out. It's 10-13. We're going to start to see something here in the second half. And we really didn't see much of anything in the second half outside of that opening second half touchdown from the Bengals where Joe bombs away. T. Higgins completely gets away with a face mask on Jalen Ramsey and scores a 75-yard long touchdown and just absolutely embarrasses Jalen Ramsey. And, you know, I'm going to say this right here. Jamar Chase only having 89 yards, 5 catches is a disgrace. Because, you know, 8 targets. But when you look at it, he turned 5 catches into 89 yards against that defense. Give him the goddamn ball. Just imagine if he had 13 targets. If he has 13 targets, I'm predicting Jamar would have had a touchdown. So if he has one more touchdown, game is probably over. You know, that's the thing is this game will hurt the Bengals because of the missed opportunities. And I really cannot put any blame anywhere else except for at the feet of Zach Taylor and Brian Callahan, the head coach of the Bengals and the offensive coordinator of the Bengals. Naive from them to run Samaje Perine up the gut, 3rd and 1, on a fullback dive. A fullback dive. What is this? NFL 2K2? A fullback dive against Aaron Donald? The only thing that was getting past that Rams front all game was Joe Mixon's speed, and he only was able to cultivate 72 total rushing yards. Okay, there's a lot that Cincy were trying to do in the screen game where they'd throw it to Mixon, and he was completely surrounded. The Rams were brilliant in their sideline to sideline tackling, communication. They were all over things. They were sniffing it out. They knew Joe was going to get the ball out of his hands as quickly as possible. Boom, 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 boom. And it was up to them to react. I don't think the Bengals stuck with that plan long enough. The Bengals could have worn down this Rams defense and won this football game. But if you watch the tape, after that first quarter and a half or so, once they get that long bomb down the sideline to Chase, it seems like Zach Taylor, Brian Callahan start looking for these long routes nonstop. Just looking nonstop for these routes. Joe still isn't getting hit. Okay. Well, then T. Higgins catches the long bomb touchdown coming out of half, and they're just gung-ho with these long bomb routes. That's all they're running. And so what happens? Doesn't happen at first, but pretty soon, Joe starts getting the living shit knocked out of him. You know why? Because they're leaving a back in protection right next to Joe, who everyone knows is just going to stay there to protect, especially when you leave the guy and it's just Perine. Like, you are setting up Joe Burrow to fail. But then when you watch when Joe is in that 5 wide empty on that 4th and 1 conversion, and Joe is walking right into space and he's able to slide. You know, like, you think leaving Joe in a 5 empty situation is scary. Joe's not going to have as much protection, right? It's actually quite the opposite. Joe can see and he can protect himself and he can make a very quick decision. Okay? But when you've got that back there, there's no one to occupy Von Miller. There's no one to keep to take Von Miller out of the box. Von Miller's just sitting there, just watching, just checking everything out. I wonder what will happen here now. Maybe we should. Oh, I'm gonna go for this. Boom. Let's free up Aaron Donald up the middle. Why not? Let's go hit some guards. There was no one to take Von Miller out of the box, and so because of that, 4 combined sacks between Von Miller and Aaron Donald, just between them. I'm just gobsmacked by how they did not anticipate that. Part 2 of our Super Bowl coverage will continue right here, right now, on LSUODYSSEY.com Valentine's Day edition.